It's February 12th, 2024, and we are still in our February Missing Persons Month. I actually ran across this story last night, and it just really broke my heart. It is out of Virginia. Keeshae Jacobs, she describes her daughter as silly, fun, loving, and a little bossy over her older brother, Devon, who had been 4 years older than her. They would actually ask her to hold some of her hugging and kissing for next time. That is how playful and fun-loving that she was. Tony has 2 children, Devon and Keeshae. The night before September 16, 2016, Keeshae went out with friends. One of those friends, Tony, couldn't stress enough that she didn't trust and didn't really like her. She even warned her daughter about the company that she may be keeping. Keeshae was 21. At this point, all you can do as a mother is advise. We will advise until the day that we leave here. Keeshae hadn't returned. Devon told his mother to relax, that she would be back. But call it mother's intuition, Tony could not relax. After a few calls and talking with a few people, they found out where Keeshae was. His government name is Otis Lee Tucker. He was using the name Omar for whatever reasons. Otis claimed he didn't know where Keeshae was. Everyone knew that Keeshae was there with the person that Tony didn't really care for. As Tony continued asking question after question, he was lying. Lie after lie, right out of his mouth. He said Keeshae had left with whomever picked her up. Tony called the police right on the porch of Otis. The police knew by now that Tony's daughter was missing. Even though the police use what they always use when a person older than 18 and 21, they say maybe they left on their own. Maybe they don't want to be found. Tony assured them that's not this case. Police asked to come in and look around to see if Keeshae was inside. She wasn't. But her DNA was. Yes, blood was left inside the home belonging to Keeshae. Not enough blood that someone may have lost their life there, but enough where it may have been a scuffle and she bled. When Tony went back for the second time, a determined mother looking for her child, she would find out that he had moved. He no longer lived there. Police would come again, and they rechecked the house, and there was a basement in the house. Was it checked? Was Keeshae there when the police was there the first time? Did they know? Could he have hidden her down there? The police really failed this family. Now, Tony and her now 24-year-old son, they were on the hunt to find their missing family member, Keeshae. I did take a peek at her Facebook page. You guys know it's what I like to do. And there are several public postings that she did 3 days before she disappeared. She posted, "You're not the nigga you claim to be. Gotta make some shake, can't go through this shit. And situation so wicked." She did share a post that said, quote, "Hidden pregnancy from a black parent is all fun and games until they have that fish dream," end quote. And yes, I have a Southern grandmother that had that fish dream several times about my cousins. And yes, they were pregnant. So this was probably meant as a joke, because we hear it a lot. But after these posts, 3 days later, again, she disappeared. So the only thing that was left by was these cryptic posts, and that's it. That only Keeshae knew what she meant, or maybe 1 or 2 friends. They knew what she was posting about. Tony says her daughter was not pregnant. But since everyone wanted to play Columbo, of course, these texts have something to do with the opposite sex. A man, a boy. It definitely had something to do with that. Don't they always have something to do with the opposite sex? Could that opposite sex have been Otis, aka Omar? He was 10 years or more older than Keeshae. Though there was blood in the home, Otis Lee Tucker, and that really sounds like a serial killer's name, I swear, he wasn't arrested. However, he did become a person of interest. Meanwhile, Toni had her son. They tried to get through these holidays. They tried. But she repeatedly kept saying that the holidays weren't the same without Keeshae. On January 8th, 2017, just a few months after her daughter had went missing, her son, Devon, was gunned down at a Motel 6 by James Henshaw. Devon was arguing with James Henshaw. So now that's 2 of her babies that were snatched right out of her life. The jury had actually given Henshaw 15 years, but I believe it was overturned by a judge, and he got 10 years with time served, so he did like a few more years, and he was just released. And I'm sure he's somewhere with his gun on his hip, ready for another self-defense case. And no, as you can see, these 2 cases have nothing to do with one another. But back to Otis Lee Tucker. In that same house that Keeshae's blood was found in, 6 days prior, before Keeshae went missing, a woman had been drugged, beaten, tied, SA'd, and he had beat her with his fists. And surprisingly, Otis Lee Tucker just let her go. She ran, and he ran. Otis Lee Tucker had several run-ins with women. I bet there's still some that have never told anyone about their encounters with this man, or at least any authorities about their encounters with this man. So now Otis Lee was in Florida, terrorizing women, I'm sure. He ended up murdering a mother of 3 on November 1st, 2022, 23-year-old Ashley Fowler. He beat her so bad with a hammer that I read that her teeth and blood was everywhere. Then he strangled her with electronic cord. He actually at this time was sharing an apartment with a female roommate who had came home and found the woman in this state. He wouldn't let her call the police, though she tried, but he told her to get out. Good thing that she did, or she might have been the second victim that night. This was a crime, and he tried to flee, but he couldn't, caught with a bloody hammer and the victim's backpack. Otis Lee's father tried to tell the court via Zoom he felt his son had a mental illness. He also told the court his child's mother is white, and he, of course, is black. And he felt, or maybe it's true, that Otis's mother abandoned her child because he was biracial. So she just left this boy when he was 2 years old. But didn't you know when you laid down with a black man, it was a good chance that this child was going to be half black if you became impregnated. But she left. She left him, and he felt some kind of way growing up without his mother. His abandonment issues went far well into his teenage years. He was violent with the girls that he dated. He has stories. They have stories, I'm pretty sure. But the judge wasn't convinced. So on September 15th, Otis Lee, he was sentenced to life. So it's not uncommon. Maybe his abandonment issues led him to this destructive life, to where he wanted to harm and kill people. But where is Keeshae? I listened to an interview with Keeshae Jacobs. She says that she believes that her daughter is still alive. She believes that so-called friend knew more than what she said, and she knew a lot more about Otis Lee. She believes Otis Lee had given Keeshae to someone, and that she may be trafficked. She also speaks about people calling her, pretending to be Keeshae, saying stuff like, "Mommy, come and get me." I mean, how horrible. People really do evil things like this. They are definitely looking to find people already down and out and going through something just to add salt to the wound. This is what they do. This have not been the first case that I heard. They call and say they have a ransom, just like they did her. "Give me a certain amount of money and I will release your daughter." Opportunist, evil opportunist. As if this woman isn't in enough pain already. She says she can't even fully grieve for her son because it may take her to another place. And right now, she has to keep looking for her daughter. I understand now why she feels that way. Tony Jacobs said, quote, "I just want him to come clean. He has nothing to lose now. You're in jail for life for murdering a woman. I just pray he finds the compassion in his heart, if he has any left, just to give me some closure. That's all I want." End quote.
I want to get on here and thank everybody for all the love and support. Everybody that tuned in. Oh, sorry, the grandbaby is asleep, but I'm gonna try not to cry, but I'm tearing up already. But I just want everybody to know that I do appreciate any and all the love and support that I've gotten and that I'm still getting. And I just got on here just to say thank you. And I just pray that somebody sees the story on the ID channel and want to come forward and help bring Keeshae home. So please continue to share Keeshae's flyer, because I know my baby's alive and I'm ready for her to come home. From my heart, I am so appreciative of any and everything that everybody give me. Hey, cuz, and all the love and all support. And I know it gets overwhelming when I start getting my frenzies of sharing Keeshae's story. So thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for understanding. And everyone, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you. Keeshae's coming home, y'all. When Keeshae come home, it's going to be a real big event. I mean, the city of Richmond is going to party that day. Mask and all, we partying when Keeshae come home. Yes. So we're just going to continue to pray that somebody sees this and find it in their hearts to come forward and give us the information that we need to bring my baby home to me. Again, thank y'all. Love everyone.